and welcome. My name is Connor Lynch with Westwood Media Center. This is another part of our series of interviewing different department heads and directors in the town in order to figure out how exactly different facilities are operating under the effects of COVID-19. Today we have the library director of the Westwood Public Library, Tricia Perry. Tricia, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for being there.
Yeah,
wherever there is.
This is my bedroom. It's a little dark, but we made it work. First thing first, I just wanted to kind of check in. How have you been adapting to this whole crisis on your own, and how has working from home been for you?
Okay. Working from home has been interesting. I have to say today is probably the first day I've actually been at home all day. We've been pared down to skeletal staff for a while, but there's still some circulation things that needed to get done. A lot of kind of coordination with the schools and trying to get some online resources set up for them. And just some materials still coming back in that need to get dealt with. And also just figuring out kind of what projects staff can be working on while they are working remotely. So,
yeah, it's been nice for us because we have projects that were kind of in the wings, so it's nice that now that we have the time that we can kind of dedicate to it to get all those out there. I want to talk a little bit about what capacity the library is open, because some town buildings still have staff on site, some are completely remote now. What is the status of the library in terms of accessibility to the public?
So the facilities themselves are closed to the public, and the materials, resources that are physically in the building, the books, the DVDs, those are not accessible at this point either. There was some concern that the virus could be transmitted from contact from materials to people. And so the Board of Health and the town decided early on that that was a risk we really didn't want to even venture into. So as much as, service to our patrons is our priority, we felt that keeping them safeguarded and safe and healthy was overridingly the best choice there. So the physical facilities are closed, programming is suspended, but we are adding and enhancing digital content, as well as some options for YouTube videos and story times from home. And if you check out the Westwood Facebook page, Christy and Lizzie have both done very interesting and creative story times. So those are things that are going on, and we'll be adding to those.
Now, I wanted to talk very briefly because you had mentioned, these different online resources, and we noticed that the Westwood Public Library YouTube page has a lot more videos. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about some of the new content that has been posted on there and how that's been kind of getting that stuff up remotely.
Okay, so our staff put together a social media calendar, actually, and so there's distributed times of the day and days of the week that different individuals are going to be adding creative and original content. So the Christie Storytime from Home was one of the first ones. They've also had, guess which librarian is reading the stack of books. So things that will engage, either to educate, inform, or just kind of provide a diversion. And so it's different staff taking the lead on different projects. I will say it's something they've been wanting to do for a long time, so this kind of gives us that freedom and the time opportunity to really capitalize on putting some of those big ideas into motion. So it's been great.
And I think that once all of this is kind of over and we can get back a little bit to the normalcy of a workflow, that thing might still continue, and those online, YouTube videos and those recommendations might be a little bit more prevalent, which I think is kind of for the best at the end of the day.
Well, I think it's caused us or forced us to transform sort of our energies and rethink really how we can insert library use and resources and content into everyday life without that service component that we're so used to, which is the face-to-face interaction. And as much as we miss that, I do think, to your point, Connor, this is definitely going to be something we'll see continuing and growing as this COVID-19 crisis, hopefully goes into the rearview mirror, and we reopen and it's enhanced technology. Really, I think the town has done an amazing job, really, of getting us all up and running and up to speed, and you and Melinda have been a huge part of that effort. So thank you.
We appreciate that. I want to talk, just because I think it might be on the minds of some people, but if anybody had materials or resources out, if they had, taken a book out or taken a DVD or anything like that, what are sort of the new policies that are put in place so people know what returns or anything like that?
On to them. Don't bring them back. Keep them with you. No overdues, no fines. The book drops are open, but we're really, because there's not really staff in the buildings, materials can be returned in them, but we're really suggesting that people just hold on to their library materials until we resume normal operations. And I think that's probably the easiest for everyone.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people might be happy to hear that, because they can hang on to those books for just a little bit longer. So, what kinds of ways can people still contact the library if they do have questions? I'm sure that there's not a lot of staff present, as you said, but if people are interested in getting hold of a particular librarian or anything like that, what's the best way that people can contact the library?
Okay. So I distributed these yesterday. I don't know if you can see them, but they're basically large-scale bookmarks, and it has our contact information on it. It's also on our website. But for email, it's westwoodlibrary.org/services/ask-a-librarian. And if you go to our website and have any questions, we monitor that email inbox daily. And you can also call the main number at the main library, 781-326-7562. If you select number 5, you'll go directly to my phone, and I can pick up your voicemail via email. So we do respond to all questions, all emails, hopefully within 24 hours. And if you have specific questions, my number is 781-320-1041. That's my direct line. And please, leave a message, and I'd be happy to get back to you.
Absolutely.
Or direct you to someone who can.
For the last question that I have for you, you had kind of touched upon throughout this about your website. And I know that there have been a lot more resources that have become available. And I'm wondering if you can touch upon some things, for example, like the Minuteman resource that people can use in order to still stay connected.
Okay. So I have good news to share, I think, in that if you don't have a library card, you can go to the Minuteman register, self-register for a library e-card, and that will, after a turnaround of about 24 hours, you should be able to use that card to access all of Westwood's digital content. So it's library.minlib.net/selfreg, SELFREG. And that will get you to all of our Hoopla, Canopy, Overdrive, pretty much all of the digital content that we can provide. And we have been adding, Hoopla right now is up to 20 circs per person per month, which is double what our normal allocation is. As of yesterday, only one person had gone to over 10. That was our initial threshold. So I'm sure we'll be seeing more people jump on that. I did just have a conference call with the Tricia Fisher, who's the librarian at the high school. And we are rolling out this self-registration so that all of the students in Westwood will be able to access the Westwood Public Library digital content within 24 hours of applying for this digital card. And so that will be great. Instead of, if you don't have a card, or you lost your card, or you can't remember what your card number was, it'll be a 7-digit barcode, and it will tell us that it's online, and then we can work with people to get all of the content that they need. So hopefully, everyone will take advantage of that, because I think we have some really robust resources, and given that our purchasing of physical content is probably going to take a little bit of a hiatus, I guess travel books are not going to be going up quite as much as they normally would. So So we have diverted some of the funds to more digital content deliberately, and we've done that over the past 2 weeks and have added Advantage copies to Overdrive. So that your wait times should, if it says 9 months, it doesn't really mean that, because it doesn't take account of a digital purchase made by a specific library. So if you log in with your Westwood card, you will see a shorter delay on getting that. It doesn't show up visually, but it will.
Excellent. So it sounds like, no matter what people want to use as a resource, or if they want to take out a book or anything like that, despite going to digital only, there's not a lot of hiccups and not a lot of changes.
This is all you need.
That's it.
This library card, yes. Yeah, it's been pretty seamless, and it's Minuteman has been just phenomenal. The schools have been phenomenal. IT, and people really are working together to try and make this as seamless and as painless as we can for the students, for the teachers, for the families.
And I think we're very lucky in Westwood to have all those resources and
Absolutely.
the ability to be able to do that. And the communication interdepartment has been really, really beneficial for everybody. So we're very lucky. Before I let you go, is there anything additional that we didn't talk about, or anything that you think we need to go over again, just to get those messages out to people? I see you're holding.
I found these bags when we were thinking about doing curbside delivery, and I thought this was a good thought for everybody. Yes. For today, maybe for every day. Focus on the good. And
Absolutely.
I think I don't know if you can see that, but
We made it. We'll make sure that it shows up very good in the video. Tricia, we want to really thank you for giving us the time to come on today. And
no, my pleasure.